Hey, how you going? It's Iski here. I thought we'd do another dryer. What do you reckon? We've been doing so many TVs lately. I swear we'll get on to some other stuff at some point. But yeah, I just finished this one. Fixed it. It's just doing it. I don't even think you can see any of the... Can you see any of the... Oh no, there's actually a big black shirt covering it up. But yeah, it's actually test drying at the moment. This is the third cycle and it's just perfect. Just had to put a new idler in this one. But yeah, got a different one today. In fact, I think I may have already done a video on this, maybe, I'm not sure. But picked this one up the other day. Oh, it was yesterday or Saturday. Someone just dumped it. What do you think's wrong with it? I actually haven't tried to troubleshoot it yet. I'm assuming that it will work fine because I'll show you what I think the problem is. If we actually open the door, you can see there's a lot of packaging. Obviously, I reckon whoever's had this dryer has went, yep, let's go get another dryer. And this is just packaging from the box from the brand new dryer, I reckon. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, here we go. So they've got themselves another Electrolux. So this is an Electrolux. So whoever bought this must have really liked the Electrolux, eh? Oh, this is actually an entire sticker. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder why they give you a sticker. What do you think? Maybe in case someone wants to turn it upside down and put it on the wall? I'm not sure. I'll get all of this stuff out of here. Oh, these might come in handy if somebody ever wants. These go on the back of your machine to kind of, if you put it on the wall, to actually keep the bottom edge or top edge off the wall. Yeah, okay, so let's put these over here with the rest of the parts. And oh, look at this. Oh, this is cool. I'm not actually going to open that, but it's actually wall mounting brackets. So cool. Yeah, I'd say that's what that is. I'd say that's for the wall mount brackets, that sticker. But so there you go, wall mounting brackets. So thank you, whoever threw that out. So I reckon I've actually got this plugged in. So now that we've emptied it, we can probably turn it on and see if it goes. I reckon it's this. I think they've thrown it out because of this. You see how this gets all brittle, and see how this is all breaking off. Just brittle, you know. Now I'm pretty sure that, well, that's just happens from, I mean, these dryers aren't overly old, but they're old enough that I guess, you know, being, if they're used a lot and heating up and cooling down, heating up and cooling down, I'm assuming that's what that does. So yeah, you can just imagine throwing your delicates in the dryer, or, you know, any clothes, and turning it on. I'm pretty sure you'd probably get some pretty torn clothes because of that. So I'm assuming that's the reason. You know, even this part, this is part of the entire thing. Look at that. That's just all brittle. So brittle. Let's have a look at that. I'll probably throw that out. It's got some holes and real stress things in there, so we'll actually pop this in our we'll pop it in this bin over here. Bring that bin, and I'll actually throw all of those in the bin shortly. But how do you fix something like that? Well, for the ordinary person at home, the simple answer is you can't. You have to it's one of those things you can't fix, unless I guess you could probably get a knife and or a file. I actually filed this down once, and it just kind of gets you a little bit of time, but eventually that starts breaking off. So yeah, you can't really do anything about it. We are though. But yeah, this is the entire guts of the machine. Apart from the bowl, this here, that's the entire thing. So we're going to actually open this machine up, pull the bowl out, and undo everything, pull this entire shroud out, and put another one in there. Not sure if you've seen this here, but there you go. We've got in fact we've got like 3 we have to do. We'll just do 1 now, but that's actually what it looks like. It's got the motor attached, the capacitor. In fact, just looking at this harness here, this is the exact one that came out of one of these machines here. So we will use this one and stick it into this one. But before we do that, we may as well, while it's nice and easy to get to, we might actually replace this capacitor, hey? This machine, I'm sure, has a good capacitor. I'm pretty sure this, I can't remember the reason why this one came out of a machine. I'm not sure. Maybe the capacitor's dead, but it's okay. We're going to pull that out and put a brand new one in there, because these more expensive type fully automatic machines, I will always go in there, clean it out, and put a new capacitor in, and they're basically like new machines then. So let's do that, I guess. I can tell you exactly why. So this capacitor is probably still good, so we might actually hold on to this and stick it in like the cheaper dryers in the future. Oh, we'll just toss it. I get them pretty cheap. But this is the reason why this machine would have been thrown out. Have a look at this idler. So this is the idler. This is where the belt goes around. Can I pull that off? Look at that. It's all busted. That's actually a really common thing. The belt gets stuck in there, that breaks off. You need to put a new one of these on. So that's what we'll do as well. In fact, I think we've probably got some, look at here. Let's put that up there. We've got a bunch here. We might actually do that now. Oh no, it's a bit dodgy. Have a feel of that. That feels really nice. Looks good. You can buy these on eBay. I think they're about $25. But honestly, they are crap. I bought my first one on eBay the other day, and it's just terrible. They're not genuine. They're just, oh yeah, it's really light. They're not going to last very long, but these are just perfect. So we will, I might even try and get another one. Let's see. Just having a look at that slight little ridge around there. Oh, that's not going to matter, but see, we've got enough of them. This one looks absolutely perfect to me. So let's put that on, and you can see this little piece of graphite or whatever that is. You put that down, so that will come down here. That side goes in, and that should spin. You could even put a bit of grease on there if you want, but there's no need to. So that's the motor spinning nicely still. Sounds good. So I guess we'll just before we start working on this, I might just put this camera here and we'll quickly change the capacitor. Well, let's get a capacitor first. We'll use that one, you reckon? 8 UF. What's UF stand for? Could it be microfarads? Probably not, you know, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it is though, that's what Dad calls them. So, let's just put that there. And bring this up here. This is going to be... Just get rid of this packaging first. Now, are we in shot? No, we are, I guess so. So first thing we're going to do is pull these connectors off. I wonder if I can put this camera here and do this. Let's have a look, see how good a cameraman I've become over the last couple of months. Alright. There we go. 2. Yeah, the coolest part about when they're actually put in this way, because a lot of the times there's actually, these can be mounted the other way around and you can't do what I'm about to do, and that is basically just hold this and twist the capacitor and pull it off. Anyway, I will actually hold on to this. I do have a drawer full of good capacitors that come from machines that have this kind of, you know, issues that are anything but the capacitor. So, and occasionally I do run out, so you never know. So we'll grab that. We'll grab the better one, the new one. I'll take that off. The spiky little washer. We'll stick that through there. We'll actually screw her up. Okay, I'll just get this spanner. Just give it a bit of a twist. Okay, she's not going anywhere. Alright, let's stick these on the terminals. And there we go. Brand new capacitor installed. I wish they were all that easy. Okay, so I am going to sit this somewhere over here out of the way. I'll be back. I'm coming. Okay. How should we do this? Like we do all the others, maybe? Should we actually just rest you there? Okay, actually, before we rest you on your face, we have to take off some stuff, including the door, because this door is actually, hang on a second, let me think. Yes, this door is actually going through this shroud. The shroud's actually holding the door on. So we've got to pull the door off. Just 2 screws. I'll stick that there next to the dead cockroach. Alright, pull this one off. And all of these have to come off as well. This little piece lifts up and comes out. I think that's it. That's all we have to do for the front. Oh, hang on. We got to take the computer off. Ah, you know what we didn't do? We didn't actually test it. It's not too late. It's not too late. We can just stick this door back on like this. Hang on a second. There we go. Is that going to close? There we go. We'll have to plug this in. Let's test it first. Oh, that's a good sound. I reckon. You think it'll work? So she's turned on. Let's just hit play. That's saying the door's open. That's saying the door's open. Why is that saying the door's open? It's shut. Or maybe it's not. Ah, because maybe I've taken this plate off. Let's put that there and see if that does anything. Let's try that. There we go. That's good. Working well. Well, that's good, because at least now when I pull this out, I'll be able to save the harness, and I'll save the motor, and because that motor's looking, sounding good. What else can we save in there? Yeah, capacitor, idler sounds good. So that's a good thing. We should always we should always check these before we go pulling them apart, because afterwards you just go, oh, I wish I'd tested that. I don't even know if it works. Should I hold these parts or just toss them? So at least now we can feel confident that we can hold the parts. All right, let's pull that thing off. Turn the machine off. Unplug this. Set you back over here. and get back to it. Alright. Okay, so she's unplugged. Let's go in and take this computer off. I actually showed you guys how to disconnect these computers. This could come in handy. Because these computers, they die all the time. So obviously there's just two screws, one here, one on the other side. And then all you do is you just lift that and slide it off like this. Oh, cool! This has a really good computer in it. Can you see this? See that transformer there? When they actually released this model, they released them with this transformer and they were great. In fact, Westinghouse, all the Westinghouses have this transformer in them. The computer's identical. You can actually change the Westinghouse and any Electrolux transformer, and it's great. But later on, at some stage, now hang on, I'm talking too much. I'm just going to grab a pair of pliers. See if I can work and talk at the same time. Alright, so this is this power switch here. We'll actually just pull that off. Probably just use your fingers, but I find it easier like that. So did you see me unplug that one? That came from over there. You just push in that little tab and that comes out. And this one here, easy enough to get to. You just push that way and you just kind of pull it out. Beautiful. And then you've got this one here, which is probably, I'm not sure, maybe the ground. Alright. But yeah, I was saying, so they brought these out and they are the best. See, later on, Electrolux decided to bring these exact same computers and they changed this bloody transformer to this tiny little crappy dicky thing. And then these computers started dying fast as well. In fact, I've done hundreds of these dryers. I've never seen a dryer that's had this capacitor that's failed. I've never seen a computer with a failed computer with one of those. In fact, if we have a look up here, can I? Look at this. Oh, you're not even looking. If I pull out this computer here, see this? Exact same computer. I've just cut this off, mind you. Look at the capacitor. Oh, not capacitor, the transformer, the difference. It's tiny. Tiny little thing they replaced. These ones with the chunky transformers, awesome. These ones that are the latest thing. This is the one that you buy on eBay and that you get, that you can't buy these anymore, as far as I know. But yeah, if you were to buy a computer for your dryer on eBay or, your bloody websites that sell all of this spare parts, this is the one that they'll give you. But having said that, they don't all blow, but I've never basically seen a computer. A lot of these computers do go. I've never seen one with a transformer like that that's died. Anyway, you get the gist. We'll stick this back up here. This here, we'll actually stick this up here as well. See these ones? These are all computers that I've pulled off. Ones at the dump that have already been pushed by the bulldozer. So there you go, some cool recycling happening. Alright, so that's all done. All of those screws are out of there. That harness has been disconnected, so let's just push that back in there because we'll be pulling that entire thing out. Look at all the dust. Alright, so let's set you back here. Try to speed this up because my videos tend to drag on a bit. Alright, let's put that down there so we don't scratch the front. Oh, it's going to be some dust in this one. I can see all the vents at the back are clogged up. You see that? Not much air getting in there, as well as there. But where should we put you? So what we're going to do now is, that's a Phillips head, we're going to undo that. We're going to take all of these surrounding screws out and these other hexagonal screws out from around there. We'll just, what do you think's underneath here? You reckon it'll be dusty? Let's check it out. Ugh, look at that. Yum. Okay, we'll just pop that over here. Perfect. Let's put you somewhere. Let's put you just over here. Can you see if I work on the machine? Slide her over a bit, eh? How's that? Good enough. Oh, I've done heaps of videos with me undoing all of this stuff. Just change this over to a hex. But it's always good to do these videos. You might see me doing something on a different angle and you might go, oh, that's what I wanted to know. Alright. The bearing. I'm going to get rid of that crap. So that's pretty easy. Put you there, give you a quick twist. And the other benefit of testing this as we did was that we know that the bearing's good. It doesn't squeak, but we'll definitely give it a bit of a physical inspection. See how nicely it is to turn. Okay, so now we got to pull this off. Remember, this lead here is actually plugged into, what's it plugged into again? The heater. So we have to disconnect that. So we lift that up, slide this out this way, and you can see the heater here. Actually, this isn't connected to the heater, but there is a cord lead that's connected to the heater, and you have to disconnect that to pull this off. Okay, so can you see, what can you see? So I just like to, I don't know if you can see that, let me just angle you up a bit. So this is your bearing. I just like to put my finger there and move it around a bit. I can feel a little bit of friction, a little bit of resistance there. It does have a lot of dust there, so what I might do is just give it a bit of WD-40 and just see if it comes good. If it doesn't, we'll replace that as well. But I'll stick you just here for the time being. That means I'm going to have to go downstairs and get my WD-40. Fantastic. Alright, let's have a look inside. Can you see all of that? Can you see all of that dust and crap sitting under the heater? You can see a bunch more down there. So we will just put that over here. Okay. Look at all that. Actually, this was pretty clean, to be honest with you. That's not bad. But it's always good to go through and give it a bit of a clean out. But the cool part is we're actually going to be taking everything out of here. So I'll actually take this entire shell down to the yard over there and just give it a tap and get everything out of there. Okay, so we want to get the bowl out, which means taking this belt off. So the way to do that, you can see there's this spring. It's like a tension spring. It's so that the motor can kind of move kind of freely. You can see how it's bouncing up and down. So that's easy. You just kind of, I don't know if you can see this, just kind of hook that off like that, pulls the tension off, and then you can pull that off for a start. See, we could have just used that one. That's perfect. Good. Oh. In fact, we will use that one because I know it works. We'll throw that one out. Okay. Alright, so let's pull this out. We'll just lift this up, stick you over here, and look inside. We'll have a feeler. I'll show you how I check the belt a bit later, but that looks good. Okay, so I guess let's begin. I might set you back over here again. Alright. Now, pulling this shroud out is actually quite easy. All we're going to be doing is grabbing our driver, impact driver, with our hex bit, 1/4 inch by the way, 1/4 inch. You can see 1, 2, 3, and then we've got a Phillips head. So let's just undo those. And we need the Phillips head. In fact, I'll just use a screwdriver. Oh, how do people use screwdrivers these days? That was just too long. Alright, so after that, it's pretty simple actually. Actually, before I pull this out, I'll just show you one last thing to keep an eye out on. If you're ever actually changing a motor or need to get to the motor, you need to keep this into account. So, see this bit here? Maybe when you're taking photos, because I'm sure everyone will be taking photos, which you should be doing. If you ever need to get in there to replace the motor or do something, there's a fan in there. A lot of the time those fans need to be replaced or tightened up even. But just keep an eye on this thing, because a lot of the times you can pull this out and this thing just falls away and you end up going, oh, how was that sitting again? So definitely take a photo of this section here, even down to here, because this actually goes all the way down. Alright, so I'm not going to be doing any... Oh, hang on. I've got these 2 screws here. These 2 screws hold in the power cord. So, just quickly... There we go. Toss those over there. I'll stick you back here and I'll just lift this up. Not sure where I'm going to put it though. I think I'll actually just take it down to the yard. Get it out of the way, because I'm really I'm running out of space. Okay, so we just lift that up. And I'll just put this down here on the lawn, and once I'm finished showing you guys the reinstall, I'll actually go to that and I'll pull the capacitor off, the motor off, the fan's actually connected to the motor, and the harness, the actual wiring harness. It always comes in handy, for me anyway. Alright, so it's got a bit of dust in here. She's in nice condition otherwise, so I'm just going to take this down and blow her out, clean her out. Okay, that looks good. Spring you back. Alright, how good was that? That was quick. What's this video up to? Shit, 30 minutes already? Damn. I'll just do this really fast. Hey, I wonder if I stick you up here. Can we get like an angle all the way down? I think we can. Stick you right up high. Alright, so I'm going to grab this shroud that we've changed the capacitor on already. Just make sure this is okay. Looks good. Alright, so we'll just drop this in. There you go. See, this has already fallen off. That bit that I was showing you, that to take all those photos. Alright, so because that's actually got a hole in it, and that's one of those screws from the base that screws into here. So we have to stick that down there like that. Easy enough. Okay. We'll grab these screws again and screw her in. Can you see that? You see what I'm doing? One, two, three, and oh, actually, I put the third one where the where one of the hex. I put a hex bolt where the Phillips head should have gone, so I'll just pull that out. Change this over to the Phillips head. Looking good. Change it back to the hex. Now we have to line this bloody thing up. Done. So that's in nice and tight. While we remember, let's just have a look at this cord. Hey, I'm back. Apologies for that. Yeah, this ridiculous. I shoot my videos on a Samsung S8 mobile phone, right? I found it at the dump. It's got a great camera. It does 4K. It does 1080p, even though I only shoot in 1080p. But yeah, it's ridiculous. It's got like a 33-minute maximum record, and then it just stops, and it doesn't let you know that it stopped. You could just be you could be going for ages, and that's happened to me a lot. But I just had a look. I actually had this. I had my bowl in there. I had the belt on and everything done virtually, and yeah, then I looked at the camera and it had stopped. So I've taken the bowl out at least, and I've taken the belt off. So we'll just quickly put that in there. Oh, and I also, I'm not sure, I can't even remember, was that idler in there before? I think, yeah, I think I put that idler in earlier, so you probably saw that. Just pop that on. Yeah, I did. So I've just screwed the screws here that are holding the power lead in. So, and the other thing that I've done, and I'm not going to undo it and redo it again to show you because it's so simple, is this, you know how on the front, if we, oh, listen, I'll lift it up. I've actually put the door on. Oh, that's right, I even put the computer back on. Yeah, so I put the screws, I basically just screwed this in. Because you want this screwed in, that shroud screwed on at the front, and I thought, oh, I may as well put the door on. Then I thought, oh, I may as well put the computer on while you're watching, but you weren't watching. So yeah, it's just easier to have those screws already put in. Otherwise, the shroud does move around when you're trying to get the bowl in, and it won't center correctly. All right, so let's try this again, shall we? Put you back up here. All right, let's do this again. After all of that. Okay, so now we can grab the drum, get it to sit into its little groove. Look at that. Feels good. Now, belt time. Now with the belt, I like to look at the belt. Let me just see how this is angled. Yeah, I like to actually just do a once over with these belts. I like to hold the belt and just run it through your hands and feel for any bits that are sticking out, like fraying bits, because they'll fray when they're going through the whole, you know, when they go through this part and through the idler, they really do get jammed and get bigger, and then their belt snaps. So But this one feels perfect. This one feels really nice. So what we're going to do now a lot of people, when they do put their belt on, they like to well, I'm only told this because everyone that's done it, that's told me about it, they say, oh, we were sticky taping it down so it wouldn't. You don't need to do that. I guess if you're not used to it, yeah, you do go for it. But yeah, if you have a look on the drum, you'll actually see, because there's a little bit of dust on there, you'll actually see the actual pattern where the belt was sitting earlier before we messed with it. So just drop it down to where that is, or maybe just around there somewhere. Now I'm not sure if you can see this, but then we just pull this idler all the way back and just put the belt back around the motor axle, or whatever you want to call that part, cog, I don't know. And then we grab that spring and then we pull the tension on and hook the spring into that frame. Okay, and that's when I look down here and I look for the mark that I was just telling you about from the previous, through the dust, just looking for that belt mark, and that looks about right. And then I just start using my hand and just rotate it a few times this way. Make sure this idler is sitting nicely, because a lot of the time you'll see the idler it's normally it's supposed to move up and down just a fraction when it's actually changing the directions. So that looks good, but then when we go the other way, the belt just automatically rises up a little bit. Well, the idler doesn't have to move, but the belt's moving on the idler anyway. How is that for an explanation? Alright, so that feels good. That's good. So, now, what I also did is I actually went down and got some lubricant for this bearing. Remember I said we'll have a look at this bearing? I can't, it's actually, it does move, but it's a little bit, I think there's some dust and crap, and remember we did see a lot of dust around there. So let's just grab some of this silicone spray lubricant. I like this one, it smells nice. I think this is just from Bunnings. So I'll just put a bit of that there. See if we can feel that. In fact, you know what we should do? Let's just take it off. It's a lot easier to do this. Oh gosh, it's really gritty. Let's give it a good soaking and see what happens. See if we can bring that back. You know what? I'm not liking this. It is way too gritty. We might actually replace this. We might actually replace this as well. You can see that creating all sorts of problems. So no, we will throw that in the bin and find another one. Have we got any others? Let's have a look in this little pile. Here's one. Oh, that's spinning beautifully. Feel that? Ah, this one's good. We'll use that. Pop that there. And we'll put this back over the top, the bearing cover. Screw it down. There we go. This machine's going to last for another lifetime. Now you can see on this felt here, let's just give that bit of a clean. Sometimes when you put these back and you hear like a slight little sound when it's turning, it's because there's so much grit and stuff here. It's actually rubbing against this bowl. It's not a big deal, but if you want it to sound nice, just give it a bit of a clean. Alright. Just going to have a look at this heater as well. It's got a bit of dust. I should just race down and grab the that'll be alright. All good? Okay. Actually, I am going to go and grab my brush, because I want to brush these down, okay? We want to brush the vents. I'll be back in a sec. Alright, I'm back. Let's just sit you, where can you see? If I sit you here, can you see? And I'm going to take this down. And I'm going to give this a good clean, just with the brush. Right. Good as new. Good as gold. Good as gold. Good as gold, mate. Good as gold. Alright, let's put you here this time. So I don't have to be a giant, just to see if you can see me. Alright, so let's just pop that there. Alright, so remember, first of all, plug the heater back in. Second of all, slide this power cord back in this little cradle area, or whatever you want to call it. Third of all, line up your bearing, little axle of the drum to your bearing, and stick that in. And then line up your exhaust, air exhaust here, and push down. You'll work it out. Okay, looking good. Hey, listen, let's just put, say, 4 screws. 1 screw in each corner, and we'll turn it on. Make sure we haven't forgotten anything, and then we'll button her up. But I need my hex bit. We might actually put the bearing nut and washers back on as well, eh? Don't have to make this mega tight, just a good like that. All right, let's just sit this up. And grab you. We'll stick you back over here. Ah, it sucks that I ran out of time on that video and you didn't get to see me putting the computer and door on, but that's okay. It's just the opposite to what I did earlier. Alright, so let's plug her in. Turn it on. What do you think? Should we hit play? We'll let it run for a few minutes at least, until it goes in the opposite direction. Because can you hear that whining type of sound? That'll eventually wind its way out. Anyway, I'm going to freeze you because I don't want this long. I don't want this video to go too long. It's going to go for another 45 minutes. Well, I mean, it's going to be another 45-minute video otherwise, so I'll freeze you here. Okay. I'm happy. That's been going for probably 10 minutes, and look, sounds good. So I'm going to stop that now. Got a slight whine to it, but most of the dryers have that. You don't hear that when they're actually full of clothes. and they're tumbling around. So let's just quickly put the back on this machine. Should we unplug it? Nah. Let's live on the wild side. Okay, so let's just clean the shroud off, get rid of this dust. Put the first one on. The second one's pretty dusty, so we'll quickly give that a bit of a clean. Good as gold, mate. Good as gold. And we'll pop that over the top. And we'll grab a handful of screws. And we'll quickly race around and button this up. Clean that out. Should be doing this in the yard. Pop that on. Beautiful. We'll lift her up, we'll set her back up. We'll give a bit of a wipe down because I can see a good couple of bits of mud on it. That's coming off. Now, the other thing I was thinking, hang on, we'll just find ourselves a screwdriver. Now, let's have a look in there. Looks good, eh? That's nice and strong. It's not going anywhere. That's a good one. What I was looking at, so this was obviously on a wall, I'd say. Well, maybe it wasn't big. Yeah, no, this, oh, I don't know. No, it wouldn't have been on a wall, I don't think, because the one that we pulled out, the shroud, had wall mounts in, so wouldn't they have used those if this was... Anyway, who knows, who cares. This display is upside down like it was on a wall anyway. So, what I was thinking is let's fix that up. We'll just wedge that off like that. That's an upside down display. So if we come over here, I've got a bunch of them already. That's the right way up, but that's a bit dirty. Oh, here we go. That looks nicer. So that can sit in there. Alright. We'll sit you just like that. I'd actually think about replacing this. But it's okay. It's a little bit cloudy. They do go a bit cloudy with the age. But, there we go. At least it's up the right way. Awesome. Now, last but not least, this thing. Oops, that's the air vent. It's nice and solid now at least. But the actual grill that was over it was filthy. And when they get dirty, they're so difficult to actually clean and make look nice. But look what I've just discovered. Come with me. Just walk through. We'll go to my super deck. And we will go to this dishwasher that I found at the tip as well. Let's open that. I've just completed a cycle. Oh. Pop you up there. Oh, look at that. Just like a new one. 1, 2, 3. These are beautiful. Found that as well. Alright, let's go back. I'll stick those there, we'll find a nice white one. And what way do we want that to face? That way? Oh, come on. I'll fix that up later. But you get the gist. Alright, let's put some washing in and see if this works like it should. Put in some nice wet washing, alright? So you always have to put wet washing in a dryer when you're testing it, because if you put dry stuff in, it just acts differently because it's lighter. So I always go down and do a load on the rinse cycle, a big load. Let's stick that in. Oh, stuff it, let's put the whole thing in. Alright, let's see how we go. Push the door lock. Oh! Look at that! We fixed it! We fixed it! Doesn't it feel good? We fixed something that was gonna be bloody bulldozed and crushed and whatnot, and now it will live another day. Hopefully you'll probably get another 10 years out of it. It's got a new capacitor in, so there's, oh, depending on how often people use them. Obviously, I don't think these are meant to be used every single time you do a wash, but a lot of people do, you know. Some people have no choice. But yeah, if you just use them on rainy days or whenever you just need to catch up on a bit of washing, yeah, they should last you at least 10 years. But hopefully this will last another 10 years. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.